G'day everyone, T-Nick back here again in Transport Fever on the River Delta map. You join me just outside Halvern as we watch our fancy schmancy passenger train roar into life out of the platform with a full load of passengers. Now that is a good thing. So we're just going to watch him go by while we discuss what we want to do today, and that is to not to build the heavyweight 28-1 Parlour. We want to build more passenger trains because, well, I think the ones we've got are doing quite well. So if we have a look at this chappy here, you can see his income, apart from this dodgy year here, has been just on the increase. So he's been doing quite well for himself. Plus, he's left 37 people behind, and the next passenger train is still bloody miles away. There it is there. So I think we can get away with a third passenger train on this route because Halvern has just literally exploded with people. Not literally exploded with people because it'd be going everywhere like, and that'd be bad. But yes, you get what I mean. Meanwhile, our log train's made its first delivery, and hoo boy, did it turn a profit. Because if you remember, we sent it from this depot. So it literally did a complete run of the line before it started making a profit. So it went all the way down, grabbed the logs, and came all the way up here. And it still managed to double its running cost. So, you know, that wasn't even a full load of logs. So there's nothing but good things ahead for our log plank train. That's fantastic. I believe the farm has got the message that we want to start shipping grain to the chemical plant because the grain supplies are outstripping the cattle, which is good. You know, obviously we've still got the 2 grain trains versus the 1 cattle train. So for us to still have more grain there than cattle means that hopefully we're going to start seeing some grain pile up here for the trucks to take up the hill. We've got planks coming in over here. I don't know if the train's made it back there yet. No, here he is now. He's only got one ton of planks on him for now, but you know, that's pretty good considering last time we did this run he was completely empty. So he's definitely getting somewhere. But this time I thought, well, what are we going to do? Are we going to build a line from Halvern up to Lindenfels? That unlocks the iron ore. I thought maybe we could do that. But then I thought, well, what's the point of unlocking the iron ore if we've got nowhere to take it? Also, we'll need to bring the coal down as well. So I thought maybe it's time to extend our line from Ochsenhausen down to Stralsund and put another passenger train on from Rothenfels to go that way. That way it'll relieve a bit of the pressure on this line here, and hopefully anyone travelling from Rothenfels to Halvern and vice versa will find a bit more room on the train. The other thing I consider doing is rebuilding this station and working it up to a new freight hub up here. But I just feel with the mess we're going to have to do dealing with this road bridge here, it's going to be a bit messy. So we might put that off. We might put a few more trucks on the Stone Food route though, because yeah, they're doing quite well for themselves. We'll put the Bens on. We'll extend the loan again now that we're in a new year, and then we'll put the Bens on. What did I say that was? That was the Stone Food route there, yes. So we'll send them out to basically support the existing ones. But yeah, we definitely need another passenger train on the existing line as well. But we'll get to that in good time. You know, we'll probably build 2 because we'll need to build one for this line here. So to start with, I'm going to go ahead and expand this station to 4 tracks, just so we got plenty of room for our junction. Now that will remove a building, which obviously makes it a bit pricier. What if we go to 3 tracks? Still wants to remove a building. It's 446 as opposed to 600 though. Yeah, okay, maybe we just go with 3. It just... I mean, we're knocking the building down anyway, but I do want a penny pinch, so we'll go 3 for now. And then we'll have to rejig this bit of track in here as well. But 3 will do as a starting point. So let's bring those contour lines up and bring you around the corner like this, please. Fantastic. Okay, so that's for outbound trains going that way. And this one here will be for outbound trains going this way. And then trains coming in are going to have to somehow get across here. Ugh, didn't think that through very well, did we? Maybe that's for outbound trains going both. No, because then it'll have to cross over. No, we're just going to have to buy the bullet and put the extra platform in. Now it's just going to... Oh, it's going to remove another building now. I knew I should have done it the first time, because then they wouldn't have rebuilt something there and it wouldn't have cost this much bloody money. Yep, okay, make it 4 tracks. Fine, you win. You've bested me, game. You are the bigger man. Yes, okay, we may as well just bite the bullet and get it done now. Let's go ahead. No, just the signals, please. Just the signals. Thank you. Excellent. Now we just want to squeeze these tracks in here with a reasonable speed on the points. 55, is that really the best we can do? Oh, we might be able to fit a signal in there. I really hope we can. 60, yeah, 60. Okay, 60 is the best we're going to do. And what's that one? 61, 59. Ugh, it's not great, is it? Duplicate segment, yeah, okay. 59 is the best we're going to do there. And we're going to have to sort of shoehorn a signal in here. Hopefully they can see it as they come out of the tunnel. Otherwise, we're going to have a lot of signals past the danger there. And that's not good. That's very bad. Just saying. And we'll whack in the obligatory signals there, protecting the diamond there. But you'll see this is why we wanted to keep this bit of track flat before we went into the tunnel, just so we had plenty of room. And I imagine down the line, if we do need to quad track, we could easily fit another tunnel in next to that one, and that'll be fine. Oh, we're up to 1.8 million. That's pretty good. Doing all right there. And whack in a couple of signals on this side as well, just for the sake of it. Now, we only need one track for now, so we'll go ahead and put in a set of points over here. Can we get a decent speed? 55 will be fine. Let's just make that happen. Good. Okay, so we're going to start building this track down here, and again, we want to follow the contour lines. Really don't want to spend a lot of money, but also don't want to go uphill just to go downhill again, because we are going to have to go downhill to get to the river. Now, as to which side of the river we're going to go on, it's much of a muchness, really, because I thought if we come on this side of the river, we can extend the freight line down, which will be handy for the steel trains, rather than running them through the passenger line. So we cross over here, and it'll also help us to use this freight terminal here to bring goods down this way. But on the other hand, if we stay on this side of the river, we don't have to swing all the way around. We can probably just put a cheeky tunnel through there. So I'm thinking I'll stay on this side of the river and just run the steel trains up through the passenger platform and just to hell with it. You know, just throw caution to the wind. So if we do this, what's that, 120 grand? It's not even much of a cutting, really, and it's keeping it pretty flat. But of course, now we want to descend down to the river, and we're looking at about 100 Ks for that curve, I think. We could probably do 105, but then we're starting to embank, and I don't want to embankment too much. So if we keep it to 95, it's actually a lot cheaper, because what's that, 70 grand for 95, 105's, yeah, twice that. So let's keep it to 95. Now it's 82 grand. Explain. 70 grand. There we go. That's what I wanted. Good. So we'll stick with that. We've got a bit of a hill there, but that'll all come out in the wash, I'm sure. And now you put a big ass cutting in. I don't care much for that. And you want to go back uphill again. What are you doing? Keep it flat. Keep it flat. Thank you. And we'll just have to try and work that out around this curve here. Yeah. Okay. Now you got a bump. I don't want the bump. Yeah. Okay. If we fix the bump, now we got a divot. Okay. Well, I'm sure it's fine. Let's just stick to this contour line close to the water. And of course, we've come up against a cliff. Maybe we do want to cross the river. How much does a bridge cost? Let's just price that out. 260 grand for the cheapest one. Yeah, then we're gonna have to bridge across there and there again. No, we'll just make do with the cliff edge. I think we can get away with this. 110. Can we do 120? 120 isn't that much more expensive. Let's just do that. That's fine. And then bring it along here. Actually, this cliff is far more forgiving than the one to the south of town, where we had the slow track and the difficulty with the landscape. No, this is all going fine. This is fantastic. I'm loving this. This is great. I don't know what I was worried about. So bring this around. Yeah, 120 easily. And then, of course, we want to sneak through this mountain here if we can. So I don't know. That's probably going to cost us a fair bit, but it will shave a lot of running time off going around the river. So build that. Now, what do you want for a tunnel? Only 500 grand. That's not bad. And then, of course, it puts us in a beeline position to get across here, build our station around the back of town, and then, you know, we can either junction and steel line around here, or we can spear straight through the middle of town to get to the steel mill. So either way, I think a tunnel's a good choice here. That's going to be fine. That keeps it flat, and then, yeah, I think we'll be fine to get a bridge over there, but we'll still drag it back a bit there to 520 grand. Good, and that way if we do want to go down to make the bridge a bit cheaper, we can. So keeping it flat, that actually, you know, I'm pretty sure that puts us right where we need to be. Like, we're not sacrificing any height here. We can get ships underneath just in case we do want to do that later. And I'll go the stone viaduct just because it's a tad cheaper than the steel girder, because that's 700 grand as opposed to 500 grand. So let's go ahead and extend the loan a bit and drop that in there. Incidentally, speaking of the loan, at the end of last year, at the start of last year, we were 7.7 grand in a hole, because obviously we just spent all that money on trains. We only lost 1.4. So that's pretty good. If I didn't want to build stuff and I just let the game run, I think we'd be doing exceptionally well for money. And I mean, if I was boring, I'd just let the game run for a few years and pay the loan down as quickly as possible. But I'm not boring. I want to build stuff. So now I'm second guessing running the steel line through town, because we're going to want to put a station in, say here. Probably not this particular station. I think that's a bit of a hangover from last time. But yeah, it is going to make it difficult without butchering the town to pop out the other end. So maybe we just want to go with a one tracker. Yeah, something like that. Although, hang on, we're going to have to curve it around a bit. So yeah, why don't we ditch the curves on the platform, make it straight, see if that helps us. Does that help us at all? Not really. Maybe we go a dead end station. Why don't we go terminal? That's going to require the removal of things. Yeah, okay, so why don't we page up a little just to try and avert this cutting we've got going on here. That's a bit better. Okay, let's just scooch it a bit. No, we've still got the cutting. Okay, here we go, 120. That's 120 as well, even though it involves a lot of landscaping. Okay, we have 8 grand at the moment, so probably not in a position to quibble on costs. So let's stick to 120 and see where that gets us. Okay, so obviously this road has to go because, well, it's in the way, and that'll bring us around like that. So that's actually pretty good. I will need to bridge over the road though, so why don't we go ahead and back the road off a smidge and run it. Let's go pig down. Maybe that'll do it. That might be enough. Let's just see if we can bridge over that. How do you feel about this? Do you want to bridge over that? You don't. Of course you don't. Why would you? That'd be too easy. So delete that. And what if we try and put it in again, but then we push the N button and lower the land a little bit under the road. That way we're not digging out too much. Here we go. You're going to put a bridge in. Oh, you are a fantastic thing of building maestro. I don't know. Words are being said and I don't know what I'm trying to say. So let's dig ourselves out of this little hole we've built for ourselves and put a hump in. I don't like the hump. I want to get rid of the hump. The hump is bad. So let's just gentle. We're flattening out. We're flattening. Is that better? That's better. Yeah, see? Much better. Much nicer. There we go. Just smooth it out a bit, make it look a bit more realistic, like nature actually intended it, as opposed to the hand of Teenic. And then, of course, we'll need to dig ourselves out of the hole on this side as well. Yep, keep it flat. You probably put a little bump in there, but yeah, we can live with that. But yes, that is quite sufficient there. We've not interrupted the main connection, although I don't know if anyone's actually bothering to use this road to drive between towns. No, so this will be an entirely new opening for the people of Stralsund, which is good. That's what we want. We want to open up new territory for them. Do we want to build a 2-track station just to future-proof it? I kind of do, just in case, because yeah, if we do want to run a second platform in here and the town starts expanding, in fact, can we put a second street connection in? We can. I like that. And incidentally, we can also build electric tracks, which means we might have an electric engine available that I don't know about. So that's a medium street. Let's go small. Yeah, that's good. That way we can encourage the town to grow up this way as well. So now we need to bring you down. No, don't remove a building. That would be sacrilege and expensive. So that should be good there. Obviously, we've had to raise the road up to meet the station, but I'm pretty sure the AI will populate that with buildings in good time, and that will be fine. Now all we need to do is whack in a couple of bus stops and get our commuter services up and running. So we'll whack in a bus stop there. This is a really big town. What's the population of you? 245. Okay, not as big as was it Osterhausen that was like 300 and something? 446. Okay, well, you know, it's still reasonably big. It's a good size. It's good size. Now what do we need to do? We need to, if we want to circle around, we could probably come down this street here, so we don't actually have to build any road there. So why don't we go ahead and whack down a bus stop there. And then we want to hit up the center of town, so we'll hit one there. And then we'll probably swing around here. Yeah, that's probably going to be inconvenient later, but I'll deal with it. And then I'll just drop one up here just to make sure we capture this entire industrial area. And that should be fine to set up a circle. They're pleasing complementary colours. I'm happy with this. So if you could go around in a clockwise fashion, and of course you want to go down, I guess you don't have a better way to go. I was sort of expecting you to, I don't know, someone put a road in there. It'll make so much more sense. And this is, what do we call this? This is Sturalsund. That's a K. Stralsund. Is that right? That looks wrong. Stralsund. No, that's definitely correct. City circle, and that is a clockwise direction. And then obviously the other one's going to be anti-clockwise or negative clockwise, as no one says. And we'll call that No, what's with the K? Stop putting K's in. Stralsund City Circle AC DC FC. I don't know what FC is. That's just a nonsense thing that's been said. Now we need to drop a depot in because we are literally a million miles from anywhere. So with the station up there, the town is likely to expand this way. So we'll try and hit up some sort of no man's land off in this area. Too much curvature. I'll show you too much curvature. That's fine. Yeah, that'll be good. And let's go ahead and buy ourselves some post buses. We'll get 4 of them going on. Where are we? We're in Stralsund. AC. And then we'll get 4 of them going on the CW. Fantastic. So all we need to do now is buy a train. We are reasonably close to the end of the year, but, you know, I think we can get away with it. And we've only really lost 600 grand this year, and that's with 3 million of construction. So if we extend the loan, you know, buy a passenger train and it loses a bit of money in the short term, I don't really think we've lost anything. I mean, we probably could play it smart and wait out to the end of the year and then do it, but let's just do it now. So this line, oh, it's a nice pink colour. It's going to start up here at Rothenfels. It's going to come down here to Ochsenhausen, and then it's going to swing all the way down to the end of the line here at Stralsund. And obviously it's going to go back the way it came as well, because that just makes good sense. Now we decided this was roughly the northern end of the map, I guess. So we'll call this, for want of a better term, the northern line. I don't know about pink. I want to make it red. How does that compare to our existing passenger train? That's orange. So red and orange, complementary colours. Quite happy with that. That's good. That's good. That's good. I like that. And eventually we will extend this up to Brackenheim. No, we won't, because we built a dead-end station. Wunderbar. Did not think that through at all. Don't know how we're going to get up to Brackenheim now. Cool. Maybe before the town starts to redevelop, maybe we rethink this station. Yes, I think we rethink this station. Let's get rid of it. Yes, let's just make sure we're on the same page going forward as we should be. So yeah, we'll go 2 tracks because obviously we're going to need it. That's not great. We'll need to put a curve in. That will help. That's the wrong end for a curve, I think. Why don't we just try it? Definitely the wrong end for a curve. Okay, no, that's fine. It's fine. It's good to know these things. What about there? Okay. Okay, we will still have to take out a couple of buildings when we do this, though. But I'm okay with that. I'm going to commit to it. I am going to put in additional street connections as well. Left, yep, so one lines up there. That actually lines up perfectly somehow. And one there, so we can connect up with the bus stop. Good. Okay, so you, why don't we put you down like that, and you can connect up like that. That's good. And that way the bus stop isn't affected because we'll connect this up delicately, gentle. We do not want to touch this building. See, there you go. And then when the time comes, we can bulldoze this section of road here and bring the line around this way, and that will be fine. We'll rename you to Stralsund Station, and we'll call you, no, not Berliner Strasse, your Stralsund Station bus stop. There we go. To be moved later. We'll probably do it while it's cheap. We can probably put a proper, no, that's the bus stop. I want a proper interchange. We can probably get away with shoving it in here. Yeah, like that. Good. Okay, so rename that to Stralsund Station Interchange. Excellent. And we'll divert the buses up there. because it'll just make a little bit more sense than stopping there. Okay, no, hang on. We've got both the things we want now. Go away, bus stop. Okay, so all we got to do is replace Stralsund Station bus stop with that one. There we go. So delete that, replace it with there, and now that is still reasonably coherent. Probably wouldn't hurt to stop there. Just, I don't know, because the station does get pretty good coverage down here. Yeah, we can get rid of that bus stop. Just make it go away. Because if we remove, it's only 250 grand. Now, why don't we rebuild the town now? Just because it costs money, but it's going to cost more money if we let them grow. So we want to keep that reasonably on the level, because obviously we're going to have to get up this hill. And we'll just build the track around like this, just to avoid the town getting any big ideas about where they're going to go next. So bring the track out about like that. That's probably as far as we need to go. And then we'll just have to put the road back that we unceremoniously smashed. And bring that down around there. There we go. Good. Okay, fantastic. Now, has that affected our bus routes? It shouldn't have. No, they're still going that way. That's fine. Yeah, okay, so the station's a little bit more out of town, but it's got good catchment. And it still puts us in a good position to move forward. Now, can I double track that bridge? No, of course not. That's gonna be a pain in the ass, isn't it? Fantastic. I mean, not that we need to at the moment, but it would be nice to know that in the future I wouldn't have to rebuild things. Actually, could I double track this side? No, of course not. That'd be too easy. Well, we'll just put a set of points in there. Yeah, that'll do. And we'll switch the passenger train over to platform 1. It's already coming into platform 1. Fantastic. Just save people crossing the tracks. And then eventually we'll rebuild this whole section here when we do decide to double track down there. But all of that is completely pointless because we've yet to build a train. In fact, now I probably will wait for the end of the year because it is November and, well, we can pay the loan down a smidge as we go. So how many logs are waiting here? 141. Pretty sure the train only had a capacity of 100. And he's already loaded. Wow. This is proving to be a good line. So he's a fair distance away, but yeah, I'm thinking we need a second log train reasonably soon into the future. The risk of a second log train, of course, is that we will overload the factory with planks. It will stop demanding planks. This will stop demanding logs, this will stop producing logs, and we've got 2 empty trains chuffing back and forth. So any increase in log to plank transfer, to log to plank transport rather, we need to match with an increase in grain, and I'm a bit concerned we're not moving as much grain as we want to up the hill. Yeah, the best way to find out how much we'd be moving, we can pay the loan down, is to extend this line out to a new freight station here so we can see how much grain stays on the train. But for now, the fact that there's none waiting here is a bit of a concern. Here comes a grain train now. This is the well-loaded one, so we can pay the loan down again. Hopefully he'll cash in. He should cash in December at some point, and let us pay the loan down a bit more before we move into 1916, which will be definitely very welcome. But hopefully we'll see some grain pile up at the station there to get the plastic, because until we bring the steel production online, which is again a few years away yet, we're really reliant on this plastic to complement the planks. The good news is though, because the factory requires planks and plastic or planks and steel, we need twice as many planks for the other goods. So once we've got steel coming in, we can just let rip and open up. But until then, we've really got to carefully manage our plank input so we don't completely ruin that line by making a short-term cash grab and letting it languish until the plastic can catch up. So you are now cashing in and unloading. You've earned us quite a bit of money, my friend. Yes, you've done very well for yourself, and I'm very happy with you. And you're going to hopefully be taking a full load of stone back. So there's nothing wrong with that production chain. That is going swimmingly. In fact, we're actually in profit this year, despite spending $4 million on construction costs. And $500,000 on some trucks. So pretty happy with how you're going. In fact, you're not leaving with a full train, so I'm wondering if we can't get a bit more stone out of that quarry if we transport more construction materials out of here. So, not coming back with a full load, so he's not going to make a perfect run, but he's doing pretty well. And here we go, we do have some grain waiting to go up to the plastics factory. You're the stone route. Okay, let's hope we have a grain truck somewhere in the area. You're stone. Okay, what are you? You're grain and plastic. Good, and you're actually transporting plastic. Okay, so we have had some grain go up there already. That's a good thing. And how are we doing here? 1 plank is stored, no plastic. Well, the main thing is we've started. And it does recognize that it has line access, which is good. So the goods will start appearing here for transport into Ochsenhausen. And then hopefully down here, you know, we'll get a bit of overflow down here to be put on the train to top up the food going back to Rothenfels. Oh, damn it, we didn't make it. I was hoping we'd just sneak in before the end of the year and pay the loan down. But, you know, what's $5,000 between friends? So, you know, this year we're already $500,000 in debt. But last year, despite all our construction, we're $1 million ahead for 1915. We've got the Mikado and the Mack, both American vehicles. We might use the Mack just because road vehicles are road vehicles. But we'll probably try and steer away from the Mikado if it means we can use some more local flavour for Europe. But that's good. Okay, so it's time to extend the loan out a bit more, because why the hell not? And buy ourselves a couple of passenger trains to round things off today. So, what do we got? Let's have a look. Okay, well, we don't want the Mikado, because A, that's a freight engine, and B, it's American. You're a little tank engine. You can do 90, so, you know, I'm not ruling you out, but then again, you can do 110. How about the passenger cars? What can they do? They're good for 110 as well. Ooh, okay. I'm wondering if we don't go for the, where is it, the Prussian, the big green engine. In fact, we might actually put him on the more profitable route, although that's we don't know how profitable this one's going to be, you know, just to get that top speed up. No, you know what, we'll take a chance. We'll put him on this line here, because he's not going to be interfering with freight trains in this section, so hopefully he can do the full 110 as much as possible. And he's only 1.6 million. It's more the running cost I'm concerned with, but, you know, nothing ventured, nothing gained. So go ahead and bump the loan up to 20 million. We're going to have to buy a couple of trains, so this is going to be fine. And now we need some passenger cars. So we'll go with a first and second class car, of course. That's a good start. We'll go with a first, second, and third class car. And then I guess we'll go with a couple of third-class cars as well for that nice 100-metre train. So you should all have a top speed of 110. And you, my friend, are going out on the Northern Line. And we'll just have to watch you leave the depot because it's all very exciting. Let's just get in a good position here. And look at that. We've got the livestock train blocking the view again. Go away, budget. We don't care about you. So off he goes, storming out of the depot. Gently easing out of the depot. Having a really bad morning and barely leaving the depot at all. Come on, while we go. And yep, you can just see in the background the doors slam shut on the wagons. And while we're here, I'm just gonna just fix that up there. Problem solved. See, look at that. That is an impressive looking engine, though. You've got to be happy with that. It does look like it's compensating for something, but I'm going to allow it. We probably could have put a fifth carriage on there. I just don't know how much capacity we're going to need. I'd rather extend this one to be 5 or 6 carriages before we start putting passing loops in. Obviously, we'll need to double track when we hook up the steel, but because that's so far in the future, I figure we can get away with the one passenger train, just shuffling back and forth. In fact, if we need to increase capacity, we'll cut him back to Ochsenhausen to Stralsund and just shuttle back and forth, you know, so that way we can make the most of the one train without having to spend money on double tracking. Back up to 6 million. We're not doing too bad. Now we need you to turn around. Oh, there's no one waiting there anyway. So no, just keep going. Just carry on. Godspeed, my friend. Godspeed. Yes, and let's build another one of those for our other line. We probably could stick with more of the same to keep the speed limits consistent by going with the S3. I don't really want to build an Austrian because we're not going up any steep hills and they're all very slow, even the express one. But they will be useful to get up to Lindenfels, which we will be doing in a future part very soon. So we'll go the Prussian S9. And I am aware we do need to increase capacity. So this one we might go for a 5-car train. So why don't we go first and second class. We'll go first, second, third class. And then we'll go 3 third-class cars for 120 meters. That was basically all of our money, so I hope this pays off, but he does have a capacity of 80, which is more than what we need. So we'll send you out on the Rothenfels line, of course, the ceremonial departure, And because you're going to be following the slow grain train, we might send you into the station, by turning you around. Okay, so far nothing's happening. That's fine, that's fine. Don't be shy. Come on, hello. Yes, watch our trucks in the background delivering bricks. That's exciting. That's good. The more bricks we deliver, the more stone we generate up at that quarry too, by the way. So, get on it, deliver the bricks. And here he comes. Our second of the Compensation Express train. But, it gets the job done, hopefully. So, we'll leave it at that. I probably could have put a first class car on instead of the 3 third-class cars, but I thought it looked the same as the first and second, so, figure we've got a little bit of first-class accommodation, plenty of second-class accommodation, and a heap of third-class accommodation. Not that it pays any differently. Oh, hello, look at this, we get a cross. So the stone train's just unloaded. That sounded bad. Gave us a big payout there, and crossed the brand new passenger train to boot. Good for you, my friend. You keep doing what you're doing. I believe you've unloaded now, and you can now depart, though. Thank you. He listens. Yes, good work. Yes, toot indeed, my friend. You are a handsome engine, and you're doing good work. And yes, not a full load of stone there, so we've still got a few grain wagons in the back there, but that's fine. Now we need to do a strategic turnaround of this, completely, oh, hang on, maybe we don't, because this train's coming in already, so no, we won't send you into Rothenfels, because with your superior top speed, you'll be able to put a gap between you and this chap, which is probably a good thing. We're going to pay the loan down a bit. That's always exciting. So yes, chuff on, my friend. Where's your friend? Where's the one we built before you? Is this it? No, it's a grain train. Don't care. He's gotten away from us. Oh, here he goes. Of course, we've picked him up on the slow part on the bridge, but this is fine. This is all good and this is all dandy. Yeah, okay, cool. So now you're going to pick up speed, right? Because you've got plenty of power and you've got nice open track to chuff on. We're going into the tunnel. Let's just jump up the front here. That really is a bit of a roller coaster, isn't it? But I'm happy with it because we didn't have to demolish most of the town to get the railway line through it. We got the station reasonably central, and it's done now. We don't have to pay for it again. Okay, so slow down for the junction, and whoa, 59 k's an hour. That's as good as we're going to get there. But that's okay. Eventually, we'll probably put another tunnel in and just make do. But for now, we can work with this. And of course, there is a grand total of 0 people waiting here, so that's always good. Makes you feel like you've spent good money on this train. Why did I put a set of points there? Was I originally just going to run this as a shuttle? Probably. Let's just... Yeah, I know. Let's just run you as a shuttle, just to see how you go at the start. Oh, I put the set of points there, yes, because we were going to have 2 tracks there. And never mind, I figured it out now, because that track doesn't go anywhere. Oh, well, we'll run you as a shuttle to start with, just to see how you bed in. And then once you're happy, we'll extend you down to Rothenfels. Yeah, that should be fine, because we have added another train to the Rothenfels, to Ochsenhausen section anyway. Should we replace this? I mean, it's not that old. Well, it's 12 years old. It's reasonably old. But, yeah, I don't know. We'd have to replace the loco, too. Without sending it to a depot. No, we'll just keep the dinky die carriages going for a little while. They're not hurting anyone, and he's not leaving people behind because he's sort of following the other trains. So, I think that's okay. And that should be it. I think we'll just wrap it up here. So we may as well go for a ride on our new train, have a look at the new line. Yeah, I'm gonna wrap things up here. So once again, I would like to thank you for joining me. Hopefully you have enjoyed the episode, and I look forward to seeing you again next week. Until then, this has been Transport Fever on not the American Free Game map. We're not doing that anymore. What have you done? You've buggered up your exit. As I said, this has been Transport Fever. However, it's been on the River Delta map. So, catch you all next week. Later days. Seriously, how do you bugger up your exit that badly? You've recorded how many of these episodes? We'll get there eventually.